Hi, let us have an understanding on dataset. If we apply a defined strongly typed class against a row within a data frame, what we are going to get is a dataset. As we discussed earlier, data frame is nothing but it's going to have a generic untyped row. I can define a class what that particular row structure is, in the sense what are all the columns going to be there and its type. And if I mix it with the data frame, what I'm going to get is going to be a data set. So in this case, I have a data frame where I'm going to define a case class. Within Scala, we have a type of class called a case class. We can represent a case class with the columns or the fields and its type. It's very similar to any class that we have within any object-oriented programming, and it has some specific property where it is immutable, and comparison is based on structure and not by reference, and it is easy to maintain and create. A simple case class, this is how it looks like. I'm going to create a class name retail row where it is going to have these attributes: invoice number, which is of type string, stock code of type string, and so on. Again, this dataset is available only in Java and Scala API. It's not yet available in Python. It's a collection of strongly typed objects of type row, which is very specific to that particular class. And it helps us to do the analysis during the compile time, as well as it helps us to capture the error during the analysis. It helps us to identify the syntactical error during the compile time. So any dataset with a generic row is a data frame. If I mix any case class against the data frame, what we are going to get is a data set. Let us see a small example. I'm going to read a CSV file. I'm going to info the schema as well as it has a header. The output what I'm going to get will be a data frame. For the time being, you can safely ignore this particular warning. That's because we don't have the Hive setup. We are having this particular warning. I'm going to create a case class called retail row, which will have n number of attributes and its type. Now I'm going to convert this particular data frame retail df into a data set where I'll give the row type as retail row. I'm going to mix the case class retail row on each and every row against this particular data frame. So what I'm going to get will be a data set. Now let me get a couple of values from this particular data set. I'm going to get an array and each element within an array of type retail row. And within the data frame, if I see, I'll be getting a very generic row. So I'll not be in a position to say what each column is, but here I can very well match it to the retail row object where the first element is the invoice number and the second element is the stock code. So wherever we need to handle the data where it is strongly typed, and if we know the structure, we can use the data set.